Imagine an actor who defined the quintessential American hero, a man of few words but commanding presence, whose performances were so authentic that audiences couldn't tell where the character ended and the real man began. This is the story of Gary Cooper, one of the greatest actors of Hollywood's golden age. Stay tuned as we dive deep into the life, career, and famous roles of this legendary star. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth biographies of Hollywood icons, and don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications.
I guess I found out that all famous people aren't big people.
Gary Cooper was born Frank James Cooper on May 7, 1901, in Helena, Montana, to English immigrant parents. Growing up on a cattle ranch, he learned to ride horses and developed a deep connection with the great outdoors, traits that later defined many of his on-screen roles. Interestingly, before his acting career took off, Cooper tried his hand at art and even worked as a political cartoonist. In fact, one lesser-known trivia point is that he began his professional journey in Hollywood working as an extra and stuntman for a mere $5 a day. His early experiences in silent westerns not only honed his horsemanship, but also built his reputation as a natural, unpretentious actor. A quirky piece of trivia: when his agent, Nan Collins, suggested changing his first name to Gary, inspired by her hometown of Gary, Indiana, he agreed immediately, and the name stuck throughout his legendary career. Cooper's breakthrough came with the transition to talking pictures. His role in The Virginian, 1929, solidified his status as a Western star, but it was his performance in Morocco, 1930, opposite Marlene Dietrich, that made him an international sensation. He became known for his strong, silent-type characters, often portraying rugged, moral men in tense situations. Throughout the 1930s, Cooper starred in several notable films, including A Farewell to Arms, 1932, based on Ernest Hemingway's novel. In A Farewell to Arms, 1932, Gary Cooper played the role of Lieutenant Frederick Henry, an American ambulance driver serving in the Italian army during World War I. His character falls in love with a British nurse played by Helen Hayes amidst the backdrop of war. Cooper's portrayal of Henry captured the emotional depth of a man torn between duty and love, delivering a sensitive and restrained performance that resonated with audiences and helped cement his reputation as a leading actor.
It's like I'm out in a big boat and I see one fellow in a rowboat who's tired of rowing and wants a free ride, and another fellow who's drowning. Who would you expect me to rescue, Mr. Cedar, who's just tired of rowing and wants a free ride, or those men out there who are drowning? Any 10-year-old child will give you the answer to that.
In Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, 1936, Gary Cooper played Longfellow Deeds, a small-town man who unexpectedly inherits a massive fortune and moves to the big city. Deeds, a humble and kind-hearted figure, finds himself at odds with the greed and corruption around him. His character embodies honesty, integrity, and a sense of justice, standing up for what's right even in the face of pressure and manipulation. Cooper's portrayal of Deeds, with his quiet strength and moral conviction, resonated deeply with Depression-era audiences, making him a symbol of the everyman fighting against powerful interests. Gary Cooper's career reached new heights with roles that defined Hollywood's golden age. Let's explore some of his most iconic performances and how critics responded to them. 1. Sergeant Alvin York in Sergeant York, 1941. Cooper played Alvin York, a real-life World War I hero who overcomes his pacifist beliefs to become one of the most decorated soldiers in U.S. history. His portrayal was deeply emotional and patriotic. Critics praised Cooper's ability to balance inner conflict and heroism, with the New York Times calling his performance convincing and sincere. Cooper won his first Academy Award for Best Actor for this role.
Don't try to be a hero. You don't have to be a hero, not for me.
I'm not trying to be a hero. If you think I like this, you're crazy.
2. Will Kane in High Noon, 1952. Perhaps Cooper's most famous role, he played Will Kane, a town marshal who stands alone against a gang of outlaws. His portrayal of quiet bravery and moral fortitude in the face of danger won universal acclaim. Critics called his performance a masterclass in minimalist acting. The Los Angeles Times praised his quiet authority and emotional depth.
In the absence of the winter, John Wayne will accept the award for Gary Cooper.
Cooper won his second Academy Award for Best Actor, along with a Golden Globe for this role. 3. Robert Jordan in For Whom the Bell Tolls, 1943. In this adaptation of Ernest Hemingway's novel, Cooper played a dynamiter involved in the Spanish Civil War. His portrayal of a man torn between love and duty earned widespread praise, with critics applauding his ability to convey Robert Jordan's emotional complexity. His on-screen chemistry with Ingrid Bergman also added to the film's appeal. Cooper received another Academy Award nomination for Best Actor for this role. Lou Gehrig in The Pride of the Yankees, 1942. In this biographical drama, Cooper portrayed baseball legend Lou Gehrig, delivering one of cinema's most iconic speeches. "I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth." His performance was both heartwarming and poignant, capturing Gehrig's grace and resilience as he faced ALS. Critics admired Cooper's moving portrayal, with Variety praising him for embodying Gehrig's spirit. Cooper was nominated for Best Actor at the Academy Awards for this role. Gary Cooper married Veronica Rocky Balfe in 1933. Rocky was a socialite and the daughter of a powerful studio executive. Together, they had a daughter, Maria, in 1937. Despite his public image as a devoted family man, Cooper's personal life was far from perfect. He had numerous affairs throughout his career, with some of his most famous relationships involving actresses like Marlene Dietrich, Grace Kelly, and Patricia Neal. His affair with Patricia Neal, his co-star in The Fountainhead, 1949, was particularly scandalous. The two were deeply in love and considered leaving their spouses to be together. However, after years of turmoil, Cooper ultimately returned to his wife and ended the affair in 1951. Despite his image as Hollywood's all-American hero, Cooper was not without controversy. During the Red Scare, he testified before the House Un-American Activities Committee, denying any communist influence in Hollywood, though he later defended friend and screenwriter Carl Foreman when Foreman was targeted for his alleged communist sympathies. This act of loyalty, even at potential career risk, remains a fascinating chapter in Cooper's complex legacy. In his later years, Cooper's health began to decline. In 1960, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which spread to his bones. Despite his illness, he continued to work, delivering strong performances in films like The Hanging Tree, 1959, and They Came to Cordura, 1959. Though he faced health challenges later in life, Cooper remained dedicated to his craft, often performing his own stunts, such as in The Wreck of the Mary Dear, 1959. His humility shone through to the end. When his close friend James Stewart accepted his honorary Oscar on his behalf in 1961, it was clear how much Cooper meant to Hollywood and how lasting his legacy would be. Gary Cooper passed away on May 13, 1961, just 6 days after his 60th birthday. His death marked the end of an era for Hollywood. He was remembered as not only a towering figure in the film industry, but also as a man whose performances transcended the screen, leaving a lasting impact on American culture. From his humble beginnings as a ranch hand to becoming a symbol of American heroism, Gary Cooper's life was as rich and varied as the characters he portrayed. His natural style, memorable performances, and his off-screen kindness continue to inspire actors today. Whether in his iconic roles or personal anecdotes, Cooper remains a legend who defined an era. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Gary Cooper's fascinating life and career, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you won't miss our next video on another Hollywood legend. Thanks for watching.